Chapter 10. Ruby Alone. After Chomper left, Ruby lost track of how many nights she cried herself to sleep, tears shed for him. Then it sank in. Surprised she never thought of it before. If Chomper couldn't come to her, she'd go to him. She'd leave the valley and search the mysterious beyond. How hard could it be to find him? With a plan, she went to share the news with her parents. They were awake, nuzzling each other, and turned to her when she entered. "Mother! Father! I have news. I'm leaving for the mysterious beyond." "What now?" "I'm going to find Chomper and catch up with him." "Dear, while that is a nice idea, are you sure you should venture out there on your own?" questioned Trudy with concern. "I need to see him, to talk to him, know he's okay. I can't explain it, only that I must do this, for me more than anyone else." Placing her hand on Ruby's, Trudy gave a knowing nod. "While I don't like the idea of you being on your own, if you feel you must make this journey, we won't hold you back." "Thanks. I love you both so much. Saying I love you doesn't say how much I love you." The family embraced one last time, Ruby going to bid her friends goodbye. She left in time, too, for Hip was outside the cave, surprised to find Ruby wasn't there. Ruby was with her friends, sharing the news of her plan. They were surprised, yet seemed to support her choice and smiled warmly to her. "Well, I hope you find him, Ruby," Littlefoot said. "Maybe when you come back, you can tell us how he is." "Provided she doesn't get eaten first," Sarah put in, gaining a glare from Littlefoot. "I am sure Ruby will be fine. I am. Yeah, Ruby's smart, can handle self. I should be back in a while, so don't worry about me." Ruby spoke with confidence. When it was still early, Ruby began the long journey to find Chomper. On her way out of the valley, she did her best to avoid being seen, not wanting Hip to try to stop her. Once she reached the wall of rock, she made her way up, feeling the wind blow her feathers. When she reached the peak, she saw out into the mysterious beyond, feeling her heart beat with anticipation. Soon, and with luck, she'd see Chomper again. Heart, don't fail me now. Courage, don't desert me. Don't turn back now that we're here. They always say life is full of choices. No one ever mentions fear, or how the world can seem so vast on a journey to the past. Somewhere down this road, I know someone's waiting. Years of dreams just can't be wrong. Arms will open wide, I'll be safe and wanted, finally home where I belong. Well, starting now, I'm learning fast on this journey to the past. Home, trust, a best friend. There was once a time I must have had one too. Home, love, a partner. I will never be complete until I find him. One step at a time, one hope then another. Who knows where this road may go? Back to who I was, I'm to find my future, things my heart still needs to know. Yes, let this be a sign, let this path be mine, let it lead me to my past and bring me home at last. As the day passed, there was no sign of him, only a few other predators she managed to avoid. When the night circle rose, she found a place to sleep and would continue her search when the bright circle rose. Several days passed, Ruby beginning to feel she might not find him after all. She walked carefully, being on guard constantly, recalling her childhood with her parents. The mysterious beyond wasn't quite so terrifying as she remembered, finding there wasn't much difference between it and the valley, with more Sharptooth, of course. Along a clearing she went, treading quietly and carefully. Brush moved, and she was prepared for the worst, ready to bolt should it be a fast biter. Yet she was shocked to see a male fast runner, peering out with curious eyes. He was blue, taller than her father, and having what girls might think a dreamy smile. When his eyes fell on her, he lit up with joy. Coming clumsily out, he quickly rose to strike a handsome pose. Ruby rolled her eyes, dreading what he'd say next. "Why, hello there, miss. What brings you out to such dangerous parts?" He took a few steps, looking her over. "I'm trying to find a friend of mine," Ruby answered politely. "If you don't mind, I should be on my way." "Hold on. Why the rush?" He took her hand and drew her close, throwing her out and spinning her in, trying to charm her, to win some affection from her. "I mean, you're a fast runner, I'm a fast runner. Perhaps we should run together." "I enjoy being alone, so excuse me." Ruby pushed his hands off and went to leave, only for him to jog beside her. "Come on now, let's not be so hasty to part ways. After all, a female like you out here, all alone, might be unsafe." "I've lived out here before and can handle myself." "I haven't come across many females." "I can't imagine why," Ruby uttered, continuing her quick pace. "Truthfully, I'm seeking out a mate to have hatchlings with. Someone lovely, of course. Don't want to produce ugly offspring. Gotta carry on a good line." "How nice it is to have goals. Mine is to reach my friend." "You're kind of attractive. Let's say you join me, and I can help find this friend of yours." It was clear the guy wasn't getting the hint to butter off, so Ruby stopped and crossed her arms over her chest. "Listen, pal, I don't want to be rude, but you need to leave me be and go on your merry way, all right?" "Whoa, whoa. Why so defensive? I was merely giving you a compliment." "It was backhanded from where I stand. I bid you farewell, sir." "The name's Ricky. Please, stay a while." His hand went to her shoulder, holding tightly to her. "Get to know me, and we'll see where it goes from there." "Let go of me! I have better things to do." Ruby struggled, only to feel his other hand grip her and force her to stay. "I said to release me. Unhand me, I order you to." Ruby found herself fighting to get away from him, being pushed around as he wanted her to remain. Trying to yank his arms, they twisted and struggled to find a good stance. When he was close to throwing her to the ground, a roar caused him to freeze, gasping and looking to the direction it came from. The ground shook. The sound of massive feet approaching caused him to let Ruby go, seeing her fall to the earth while he threw his hands to his worried face. "It was nice knowing you," he yelled, taking off in the opposite direction and leaving her to fend for herself. "Coward!" she called, getting up and scrambling to find a place to hide. There was a small collection of rock, enough for her to slip in and move behind, should the Sharptooth try to bite her. In the shadow she held her breath, hearing the big creature come closer and closer, large feet landing right in front of her. Eyes shut, she waited, hoping the beast would move on and leave her be. After a few tense seconds, she heard laughter, the voice of a grown male. With a curious gaze, she almost recognized it, peering out slowly to see blue skin. Boy, he sure can move, that one. It was Chomper, towering high above her and smiling. Looking down, he backed away to give her space. "Good to see you, Ruby." "If only it were good, for it's not good," Ruby said, feeling her anger boil over. "How could you leave without saying goodbye to me, without a single word?" Eyes wide, Chomper stood back and was surprised by her outburst, though he couldn't blame her. From her perspective, he betrayed her. "Ruby, I never intended to hurt you. Ever." He spoke softly, wanting to take and hold her, though he kept from doing so, glancing to his sharp claws. "Let me explain." "Explain what? How you left, never once thinking how hard it would be for the gang. For me." Guilt swept over him, Chomper sighing. "Ruby, you have every right to be mad, but no, I never got to give you a proper farewell. Things happened quite differently that night." What are you saying? I didn't go away on my own. I was run out. Ruby's anger melted to curiosity, looking up to him and standing close. He swallowed a few times, knowing it was time to share his side of that night. I went to get some water, and then, well, it happened so quickly. I was there and then gone.